All right, we're going live.
Karl,
Yeah.
Karl, that's a good looking hat you got on there, pal.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Yeah.
Hey, welcome to Live in the Lounge. We are live in the 500 section lounge, and we are joined by all of these Holey Moley alumni. Gentlemen, thank you so much for coming in and joining us live in the lounge today.
Yeah. Thanks, Sam, for
Yes,
having
sir.
us. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
So I am in awe because I've met Karl, and just happened to, and Matt and I were talking before Karl came on. He was saying that he was a professional mini golfer, and we were talking, well, Holy Moly's on. We had no idea that maybe 6 months, Karl, later we would have an alumni reunion on Live in the Lounge.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
So Karl, go ahead and introduce your friends.
Yeah, sure. So we got Evan Rundgren from season 1. We got Tom Loftus from season 1. We got Randy Rice from season 1. And then we got grand champion of season 2, Tanner Beard, the White Buffalo.
Can we call him the Grand Poobah? Can we call you the Grand Poobah?
Nice.
He's
I don't think I
he's
can
wearing the wrong
stop
hat for that. Wrong hat for the Grand Poobah, though.
Okay, fine. So we talked to Karl in depth kind of about how he got involved into Holy Moly. How in the world, and we'll start with Evan since you're next on my screen, how in the world did you get connected with Holy Moly and decide, you know what, this is something I want to do?
It's actually really funny. So Aaron Kaminsky, who's on season 2, and I and our friend Rudy do this O Street stuff on YouTube, and like we have a mini golf league that Aaron's the president of. That was why his whole character on season 2 was the president and whatever.
I
But
remember that.
he's the president of our league. And so we play this league. And so because they had gone down to the Masters the year before, I guess it was a couple years, they've gone a couple times before the first season of Holy Moly. But they went down to the Masters, and through people that they met down there, they found out, Rudy and Aaron had found out that they were having this mini golf show, and they like, all right, we're all doing this. And I was like, dude, I'm a high school teacher. There's no way I'm going to be allowed to take the time off to go and do this. It's in California. I'm in New Jersey. Like there's no way. Why would I even want to put in for it? And they bothered me. And I was like, all right, fine. I'll put in for it, whatever. And then we did all the interviews that they do. I had like 4 different phone interviews, 2 different like Skype calls. And then I had to go to my superintendent and be like, hey, you can say no, but I have this like crazy thing. And if you say yes, awesome. But I'm not going to be here for a week. Like I won't be here for a full week if you allow me to go do this. And he was like, heck yeah, go do it. That's awesome. Super cool. Okay, no problem. If you win, you have to pay for your sub. It's basically basically what he told me. I was like, that's fine. Okay. But yeah, so I really want to, it's really the only way I got involved was because of Aaron and Rudy bothering me about it. And they only heard because the other professional mini golfers that go and do the Masters, these guys that are crazy good, way too serious. They found out about the show and were talking about it, and then through the mini golf grapevine, I ended up hearing about it. And then they just liked, I guess they just liked my personality or whatever, because I'm an enigma. I'm like a physics teacher, and then I surf and snowboard and I play D&D like 2 times a week. I like don't make any sense. I have too many hobbies in too many different fields.
You're all over the map.
Yeah. It's fun. Why be stuck in one?
Right. How about you, Tom? How did you hear about it and then decide you were that was what you wanted to do?
Yeah, so both my wife and I have sort of an interesting story as far as mini golf goes. Our first date was playing a game of mini golf, and that sent us down a pretty long rabbit hole for about almost 10 years now, where we went from, boy, it'd be interesting to like start documenting courses, to expanding from just documenting courses to like building, designing, consulting on courses all over the world, and been involved with some international design conferences and what have you. And then, following the game of mini golf pretty rapidly for that period of time, when anything pops up, you sort of respond to it, and somebody posted this thing, there's gonna be this TV show, and I think it was one of the casting companies for it, and I just like posted, whoa, this looks cool. And we were like, yeah, we're gonna fill an application at some point. And then someone from the show reached out to us and is like, whoa, like that story is amazing. Your first date was that? It's like, yeah, and we're engaged and we're gonna get married on that same mini golf course. We had our first date, and yeah, then it was like the long and arduous process of going through all of the casting, and we both got on season 1, and my wife Robin Schwartzman and I both went out on the same hole in the second round.
No kidding.
Yeah, it was a perfect irony. We played almost all the exact same holes too in the end, and it was really fun. So yeah, mini golf's like our thing. We've been doing it for a long time.
You had them at wedding, I think.
Yeah,
that caught them.
I think they, and they're like, wait, you guys are getting married on a mini golf course. Your first date was a mini golf. It was, for the way that they cast on the show, it was just sort of, it felt like a no-brainer. I mean, lo and behold, to us, we had no idea. We thought it'd be like HDTV or something, not like ABC following the NBA fun. But that was a little bit of a surprise that those of us on season 1 found out when we landed in LA. We're like, Variety's like, hey, Steph Curry's doing this mini golf show. It's like, I think this mini golf show is the thing that we're doing. And we found out pretty quickly from people that were already there around the hotel that were like, yeah, I played with Steph Curry last night. We're like, what? Is that a thing?
So Randy, it's kind of the same thing, just kind of happened to get to it, or were you pointed out to it by somebody?
Well, not to brag, but I got a direct message on Facebook from casting when they first cast out their net when they were casting for season 1. Yeah, that's right. I'd like 3 weeks before that, I'd placed in a mini golf tournament in Connecticut, and there was a local newspaper article, and I think they found the article and they reached out to pretty much everybody who was named in it. And from there, it was a similar story to everyone else. I went through the whole casting thing. Similar to Evan, I'm a school person, so I had to get my principal to sign off. But you know how it is. It's a major network competition show. Nobody's saying no.
Right, right.
So
they might make you pay for your sub, though.
Not me.
I didn't have to pay you because I didn't win.
I have to ask, is that Figment on your hat?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I was looking at it, I was like, that looks like Figment. All right.
So, of you 3 that were on season 1, did any of you actually meet Steph Curry then?
No.
Nope.
Did you even see him?
No.
Nope.
Okay. So my reason why I asked that is, Tanner, they did a cartoon for you when you won. Was that you speaking and Steph's totally not in the place either?
I don't think anybody from season 2 got to meet Steph Curry.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm sure Karl did the same thing. So you get a call from network television saying, go in your closet or somewhere where it's not echoey and film yourself on your iPhone receiving the jacket.
Oh, no kidding.
And send it back into us. And I just remember thinking, like, I was in my closet being like, this fits like a glove. And I had to stop myself and be like, this is for ABC in my own home on my iPhone. Like, that's where we are right now with technology. And I was like, this is supposed to be a little bit more luxurious than me looking at my old sweaters while I'm being like, it fits great, Steph. I'm sending that audio in.
That's absurd. That's absurd.
We were dealing with a lot more unfortunate circumstances with COVID. That's why we didn't get to finish the show. Literally, the show backed up with us being at, kind of like in home for responsible measures, obviously. But it's like, I remember there was like a week after the show had pretty much ended, they started the Australian version.
Okay.
And then the rest of us were in home. So nobody got to meet him, actually.
Oh, that kind of stinks. I mean, you win an episode.
You got to play with him on season 1,
Yeah. Yeah, he showed up there, but none of you guys actually got.
Well, hold on. So the reason we didn't get to play or see him, the reason he wasn't around was because he was getting helicoptered in because it was during the playoffs that we were filming. So he was like actively playing in the playoffs and then coming to set to do whatever he had to do. And so like he just wasn't around. I mean, I saw Rob Riggle and Joe Tessitore just up on the hill. I didn't get to talk to them, but I saw them doing their thing. So they were there the whole time. But it was just he wasn't around. Like he wasn't there.
Right. Okay. I'm not a Steph Curry fan. I just thought it was kind of just one of those questions because I knew, Tanner had a cartoon or that cartoon, but that's funny. They made you record it. So Karl, you had to record it too?
I didn't get to do that because Tanner got my jacket. So yeah.
Not your jacket. You missed the spot, buddy.
That's all right.
Jacket.
Before you got on here, Tanner, he was kind of talking some smack about you.
Wow. Okay.
There was actually some stuff that wasn't filmed.
Yeah.
Where Karl and I got to do like a one-on-one, like kind of
press interview.
Yeah, press interview. And it was actually really funny. I was bummed that nobody got to see it. I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. It was kind of neat because of the with everything with the filming, you never know what's gonna happen at what time. Whether you're doing an interview before or after a match, and you just kind of have fun with it. So we actually did our interview that was gonna be a preview of the match after the match, so we already knew the results. So we're just like, let's have fun with it.
Oh yeah, brother!
Hollywood, baby.
Yeah. So as with my character, I was kind of that wrestling gimmick. So that's where I made my heel turn, but nobody got to see the heel turn. So other than Tanner and the crew, and I think everybody there loved it. So maybe it'll show up in like some sort of special for season 3. I don't know.
Ooh,
never know.
Ooh. Now here's a question, and for the 4 of you, we've already kind of talked to Karl about it. What was the craziest thing that happened to you while you were on your show, on your episode? Like, what did you see somebody get in a fight, Evan?
No, I didn't see anybody get in a fight.
Did you almost get in a fight?
Yourself?
I did almost get in a fight. I did. I will say I was egged on. And I'm really glad they didn't show the last interview I did after I had lost to probably the worst person in season 1. But yeah, I was in the tent, and again, Aaron was there with me. He decided to not say anything as I'm like just rattling off horrible things about this dude in his tracksuit. And he's like walking into the tent behind me, and he was like, "You're just a sore loser." I was like, No, you're just a tool. Like it has nothing to do with me losing. I would have rather lost to anybody else that I met while filming than you in your tracksuit. So like, it has nothing to do with me being a sore loser. And I will say I am a sore loser, but that has nothing to do with this. But yeah, no, that was pretty fun. But that was like at the end, and everybody was so burnt out. Like, it was literally like 4 or 5 nights in a row filming from like 4 a.m. to like 7, filming from 4 p.m. to 7 a.m. or 6 a.m. We literally filmed what stopped filming was the sun came up on like multiple nights. That was when they had to cut filming, was because the sun came up. Wow. So like, we were all pretty burnt out. And so I was super irritated and just exhausted. And then like, I mean, slip and putt, which they don't show in my episode. I mean, I got my butt kicked by that slip and putt. I like slammed like 7 times. I was soaked head to toe in straight up lube. And I filmed last for that night on the slip and putt. So all the lube that they had sprayed for every other contestant that they filmed had collected at the bottom. And so I fell, and I ended up going head first down the ramp, and I ended up just dousing myself head to toe in this, like, they explained it as like, it's one of the main components in KY jelly. It's like, because I asked as like a science teacher, I was like, well, what is this stuff? And they were like, oh, it's like this, but it's basically just like the slippery stuff that's in KY jelly and in soap. Yeah, exactly.
You weren't getting stuck anywhere.
No, and then I was sitting in soaked clothes for like 4 hours, so it was fun.
Tom, anything crazy for you, Randy?
I think the craziest thing for me was between between Dutch Courage and Slip and Putt. I was crazy nervous. Like, I've played more competitively since Holey Moley, but before that, we were just fans of the game and have my own anxiety stuff, and getting out and realizing you're playing on camera in front of all these people, and then the guy goes in front of me in both cases. He gets up, Dutch Courage, and then comes down and like flies up slip and putt over me. I was just like so nervous. And then looking up into the crowd, I think is the thing that calmed me. Was like, is that person holding a cutout 4-foot picture of my head? And it was just like, it was so ridiculous. And I remember like on Dutch Courage, I had to make a putt to tie, and I looked at that, was so nervous. It was like, oh great, I'm gonna blow it here. And then I saw that, I was like, okay, this is just ridiculous, and made it. And then Slip and Putt, I was so excited because it was so much later in the night when we filmed that one, neither which was used. And I looked down and people were all getting hyped up in the crowd, and I was just like filled with adrenaline and caffeine that I've been drinking all night. And I looked down at a guy and he's like holding up the head, and I pointed down. I was like, yeah, all right. And he started licking the face. Like,
Oh no!
And I was there for it. I was like, it is cold. Like, this show is some weird new universe. Go for it. Like, I am all about like the people in the crowd just like being weird. And like, that was like for me, like the moment where it's like this weird fantasy land that was just so much fun. And yeah, that was for me the moment.
That's awesome.
The one really crazy thing that I would mention is that one time this girl got nailed one night so hard by the windmill on Dutch Courage that they stopped down for like an hour to check and make sure she was good, and if they needed to adjust the windmill. They stopped for a really long time. She ended up being fine, and she continued and played on after that. But
that's Steph.
Lots of us hadn't played anything yet, and we were sitting there like, oh my god, what did we do? Like, what's happening here?
Who was it?
It was Steph, I believe. And she got concussion protocoled for like an hour. They had to like check her. She's like one of my friends from the show, and like I met her there. She's awesome. But yeah, she was like, she had to get tested like 4 times for a concussion. It's like hilarious. And she was fine. She was just thinking it was funny.
She was good, yeah.
Carl's told us about Volcano and how they made him take his glasses off so he couldn't see the pole. No.
Come on, Karl. You need to be more honest about that. Like, none of us here, like anybody in this room, does anybody give yourself more than like a 1 in 100 chance of landing that?
I mean,
I was shocked we saw anybody land
Hey,
that.
I would have appreciated knowing that I should have let go before hitting the pole and not while hitting the pole. That's the only thing I'm saying.
Yeah,
I would love to try it. I think I could do it, but I would love to try it.
Yeah, at the mini.
I do
golf
have
course-
experience with that zip line too. So
Yeah, at the mini golf course I work at, we're gonna put in a zip line, and every day at noon I gotta ride the zip line and see if I can grab onto the pole. And then when I finally do it, then I can stop doing it. Completely destroyed body. I'm gonna be in a wheelchair probably the rest of my life. We'll see.
all for
as long as you can swing a putter, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly.
So Tanner, on yours, you lost Ian, and the whole reason you and Karl had a shootout is you lost, and he did as well. But what was that one that was it the shark one that you lost on?
The plank, yeah.
Yeah, it was. It was the mechanical shark hole, which was a really great hole.
Yeah.
There were some issues with the ship, and honestly, I'm not making any excuses. I hit a horrible putt, but I remember even in our practice, they were still building the thing. So we really got a chance to like, even because you sit in the tent and you're just like clockworking your mind. You know, you're trying to get an edge on any other component or component for your opponents. So, I'm thinking like, okay, I've just got to get it up and over the thing, but you don't even think about the shark. You know what I mean? It's like,
Right.
it's so one step at a time, but then you're like, oh yeah, I should have thought about how the hell am I going to jump on the shark? But it wasn't even that. And John Lovitz is a national treasure, but man, he hits the worst shot
Yeah.
on the whole show of mine. And I didn't even mind that it went in the sand. And my opponent made a great shot, made it out of the sand. Awesome. You know what I mean? But I never really had like the opportunity because it was like right up against the lip of the set.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh man, there's no ruling on
No
this.
relief.
You know, it's just one of those damn things. In mini golf, like you're like, well, damn, there's you know, the metal banana on the fruit hole. It's
Right.
like, move it. But that's mini golf, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I just took my medicine, and you know, as fate would have it, I luckily enough got to come back with the opportunity to play Karl. That was something. The only thing I wish that would have been a little bit more focused on in the show.
Yeah, it was only about
Like,
a 10-second mention of it.
Commercial, and it was like, you know, if you were sitting back down with your chips in hand or something, they're like, okay, Molly, we're going, Calabac, Jam, just in there. On to the second one.
Yeah, it
I
was
know
10
that story.
seconds, and that was it.
How was this guy? Where did this guy? You know what I mean? So everybody
How
was
in the
like,
world? He
everybody else
lost.
was just like rigged.
I know.
He paid him off. Yeah.
Well,
But
Karl says,
it was actually a pretty little intense challenge, and we got to know each other. And I thought they were hyping it up just because of the amount of extracurricular scenes, skits that they were that we shot. We went and shot like 2 or 3 things to hype it up, but you know, it's not our show, and we were just happy to be on it. But I felt like America wanted to see it.
Oh yeah.
Little biased. Maybe.
Karl said that it was the luck of the draw of the ball. Basically, whoever went second was probably going to advance.
Yeah, it was.
Well, that's what I would say too.
Yeah.
I mean, you get to kind of read that green, and you know, I noticed like as soon as mine went left, I know you were moving your ball over a little to the right. So I mean,
you're going to try to get any advantage you can, and luck of the
Sure.
draw is a big
Absolutely.
one. Even when you go first in any of the holes, like I think one of the reasons I was able to get as far as I did is I never ever had to go first.
Right.
And that was a big deal. So it is calculated. You'll take any advantage you can get.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Nobody's safe out there.
Well, gentlemen, we have a surprise. We have our surprise guest that we added. He is in the green room waiting right now, and we're going to let him in. And hopefully he's not picking his nose when he comes on.
How would that
Or
be any
pick-
different?
Never mind.
Well, he's connecting audio. Come on. Oh, well.
Spoiler alert, it's Louis Keene.
Louis Keene, Mayor.
My video started up here.
It's starting. Hey, there he is.
Hey.
Oh, my lights aren't. Hold on here.
Oh, yep, he's
Look at my head. I did get to show you my cool pants, though.
What a view.
They look like they're underwear.
Are those your underwear, Louis?
and he learned that move from Wriggle.
That's today. I'm just all about America today.
Hey, I did hear that you were officially announced the winner of the election in Uranus.
I was officially announced the winner of the election.
Yeah,
So
I have
I'm
to
gonna
give
get
you the applause because it's one of the few races that they're done.
We're done.
There was no recount needed, right?
So our problem is we have to run every year.
Right.
So the election has just started right now.
Yep. More promises, right? You promised to make more promises.
Competition. Who's the competition for Uranus?
Well, no one has signed up yet to compete.
It's a Martian.
It's murky territory in Uranus.
But you know what? I will say one thing: the mayor keeps Uranus clean.
I do.
We were there. We were there for our 50th show back around Labor Day, and I tell you what, it was spectacular. Uranus was beautiful.
Yes, we've been
A little craggy.
We'd even trim the bushes around Uranus. Just for
Whoa.
the landscape in there, if you know.
Little manscaping.
Yeah. So
Well,
Louis,
the ladies were out helping too. I don't want to just take all.
we understand that you have made a big announcement lately or recently about something happening in Uranus.
You know what? There are a lot of really awesome things happening in Uranus.
I know.
I think that you guys will be really super excited to know about it, and it's coming to Uranus soon. It's the Putt Pirates mini golf course. Hey, can you guys see that? Where the crap?
Yeah.
Pretty well.
Yeah.
I love the name.
Looks like a mini golf course.
Yeah, it's
Maybe it's a Disney park. Randy, is that a Disney park?
Yeah, did you take a
looks
picture
like
of
a
a
Disney
brochure of
park
the
map a little
Disney
bit.
brochure?
I just did take just the brochure.
I see Space Mountain down at the bottom left.
So you're putting.
here.
Can you restate the name that you said that it was going to
Yes,
be?
it's Putt Pirates mini golf.
So Putt Pirates in Uranus.
Putt Pirates in Uranus.
Uranus Pirates. Got it.
So I know you guys are probably all familiar with Harris Mini Golf Builders. They're one of the biggest mini golf
Jersey.
builders.
Oh yeah, lots. We have a ton here.
Yeah.
So the Harris is the one that's building it, and then
So pavers. You're gonna have pavers.
yes,
That's their thing. They like those paver stones around the holes.
It only makes sense because every Uranus needs cracks.
All right.
You're gonna have a lot of
Yes.
Otherwise, how do you get there?
How do you get to Uranus?
It's true. It's very true.
First, we got to go to dinner, and I'll tell you how it happened.
My goodness.
when
How
are
many
you
more
hoping?
jokes can we make?
Oh my goodness, Evan, you didn't hear the first time we had Louis on. It was literally an hour and 20 minutes of just Uranus jokes. Yeah.
That's awesome.
And then we created there was a 10-minute, I'm supposed to do like a 10-minute segment every month.
10 minutes in Uranus.
Yes, and it's
Deep within Uranus.
Yeah, we get in deep. We get in deep.
deep in 10
In and
minutes.
out.
In and out. Bam.
So
Yeah,
for
that's
you
hard.
gentlemen that are not familiar with Uranus, he has a fudge factory there at
Oh,
Uranus.
beautiful.
Yeah,
Me too.
and Mayor, correct me if I'm wrong, but the best fudge comes from Uranus, correct?
That is correct. That is our slogan at the Uranus Fudge Factory General Store. By the way, you can find us online. Hold on. Surely you have this loaded. I can't believe he's not ready for this.
Oh my God.
www.uranusgeneralstore.com.
It's just funny that you queued me up. I couldn't. So www.uranusgeneralstore.com. When are you attempting to start this? When are you hoping to open?
We are pouring dirt right now. We're finishing up, trying to get everything set up. We hope that it's end of April, 1st of May, kind of what we're hoping for right now. Obviously, all this coronavirus and these shutdowns and something like that could affect us. But
Sure.
I mean, right now we feel like end of April, first week of May. It's our goal.
It sounds like that launch is going to be nothing shy of a party.
Oh,
Well,
I can only imagine.
We're gonna
Party in Uranus.
No,
We're gonna launch something in Uranus like you've never had.
There better be Mexican food.
I can see them already.
Yeah.
So Mayor, am I safe to say, and I kind of thought about this, and I know I brought it up to you. Am I safe to invite these gentlemen to around the time that you are kicking it off, and if they can make it to Uranus?
I think we have to come up with some sort of big fun craziness.
I think so too. A little Holey Moley
Everybody
skins game or
wild.
something.
Yeah. to make
Randy, you want to do East Coast road trip? Be you, Aaron, Rudy,
Let's go.
Pat.
Let's go.
I think we could have a ton of people there, and you know what? And Karl knows this, and so does Matt and the mayor. I'm going to apply myself for season 3, so maybe I could be an alumni as well.
by that time. Yeah, you could have done Lost and been off of it.
Yeah. I laughed off the stage, whatever, the set. That's fine. At least my pants won't have the size tag on it.
Yeah, double check for that.
You hope.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, knowing Karl, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna need to check it just to make sure. So,
But I bet I could, seriously, I bet I could come up with something crazy that would make you guys want to come. And we have a big following. Plus, I don't know if you guys follow UFC at all, but Donald Cowboy Cerrone's a friend of the program, stops periodically, and he wants to come to the grand opening.
there we go.
So we're going to have some, man, with you guys, we could have some sort of a big, crazy, fun event, really.
Oh yeah,
Things
for sure.
would be
I mean, I
off
just would
the
have to
hook
make
in
sure I get
Uranus.
permission from my wife to visit Uranus, though.
Yes, well, we can bring her along for this trip because Uranus is going to be.
Whoa.
All right.
Yeah.
It's a lot of people in Uranus.
So I'm going to ask a dumb question for the audience. Where in Missouri is this? Like, what would be like? Is it near Kansas City, St. Louis?
So we are between Springfield, Missouri and St. Louis, Missouri on the interstate, and we're on historic Route 66.
Oh,
Nice.
cool.
So we're on Interstate 44 between like if you're going Chicago, St. Louis, Springfield, Tulsa, Oklahoma City, going out west down Route 66 as well. So
Nice.
we're at a big major military, right outside of a big major military base as well. So
And you've got a
Sweet.
sideshow. You've got a sideshow museum.
yeah, the sideshow museum, and hopefully we'll have our food and everything ready. And
I was to say the mayor decided he was going to open a restaurant, or start a new restaurant. I guess you had one, but you closed
one,
it.
and then we're doing a new one.
And he started it during the pandemic. Or
Beautiful.
just as he was getting it in
Right, yeah.
going, we get hit.
Lots
with
of takeout
What do
then.
you do? So we'll get something going. It's going to be One-Eyed Willie's Chicken Shack because everybody wants a One-Eyed Willie's in Uranus, right?
My goodness.
and they're hoping to get the gun range. Have you got the gun range going yet?
So here's what I've done with the gun range. Finally,
Is it called money shots? What's it called?
We're talking about the gun range.
is I'm going to unload Uranus whenever it's open. So, but really, here's what's going on. You can't get ammo right now.
Yeah.
So what we're doing is we're only opening the range one weekend a month, and that because we just can't get ammo. It's impossible.
So is there a line to shoot off in Uranus?
To unload Uranus.
Yeah, unload.
You got to pay for those money shots.
That's right. That's the money shot you have to pay for.
Oh goodness.
Yeah.
Oh,
Family show.
Family show.
Boyd promised me this was a
I mean,
family show.
Kind of makes sense.
I heard
Kinda
that,
makes
but I don't
sense.
believe
I
it.
mean, we have like about what 100K now a day getting COVID, so I imagine like ammo probably isn't as necessary as maybe getting like some medicine out
Or like masks.
or masks. Hey, that's gonna help. God forbid we wear those things. That hasn't worked in any other country, has it? We're not leading the world in that, are we?
I am going to say, and I live in a part of the country where, it's very Midwest rural, so people don't watching it as much. And my best friend in high school and through college from my hometown, he died of COVID 3 days ago. And he literally got it in the morning and was dead of it that evening. I mean, his symptoms, it hit him. They took him to the hospital. It's a very serious and for real
Super
thing.
serious.
Yeah.
That's so sad.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
His birthday was the 3rd. I'd sent him a PM, and the next morning on the 4th, he hadn't responded, and that day, I mean, literally, he got really sick. The air lifted him out. He did not survive. Wow, it makes you really rethink it, going out in public now.
Yeah.
Again,
I mean,
Absolutely.
there'll be time in the future. I mean, other places have figured it out. New Zealand, like, they took it seriously, and they're back to semi-normal. They're having like a normal summer, and hopefully we.
Yeah, but you've got to shut your whole country. They shut their whole country down, and both sides. It didn't matter who was screaming bloody murder at the other, no matter whatever. So, You know, and I think that I feel confident on the way forward. I think everything is as it's meant to be, folks. And
It's a good way to be.
So here we are, and hopefully we all work together, and we can all have some fun. And maybe next spring we get our vaccines and stuff going on. We get together. We can take a few balls in Uranus together, if you know what I mean.
Let's do it.
Sink him in some holes.
That's right, man. Let's make something like that happen. That would be
Pirates.
blast.
Yeah, we could all be putt pirates.
Putt.
Oh my God.
Did that just click for you?
Yeah, no, I got it earlier. The timing is what is just so good. The deliveries are just spot
We
on.
are.
Oh well, and if it just happened that one time we do a segment called Let's Chat, and little Matt is the one that's always in charge of that, and he came up with an article. What was it, Matt?
They took a picture of Uranus from behind, and it was leaking gas.
Huh.
There was literally a satellite that passing by. What was it, like 30 years ago or something, that passed by Uranus, and you could see gases releasing out of the atmosphere. So he said, you know, the general gist of the whole thing is Uranus farts, and it clicked that I'd been to Uranus like a year and a half prior, and I said that, and we found Louis, and you know, the rest is history.
That's
I guess.
so funny.
And then we found Holey Moley.
Yes, and then we found Holey Moley, and they have Uranus on there.
Right.
Come on. Did they get permission to use Uranus, Mayor?
That wasn't that. You know what? They didn't name it after me. They actually named it one after the planet.
Okay, fair enough.
They get
But I tell you what, Riggle has a heyday with that.
he does.
Oh, so one real quick thing, and then we'll wrap up this live segment. I've had a great time, you know, just getting to know you guys, and then also announcing Putt Pirates there in Uranus. But I guess my question was, did you have any interactions? I know Karl was relentlessly made fun of because of his tag. Did you guys have any interaction with Riggle and Testator, or was it basically they were off on their own thing and they were kind of filling in while you guys were playing?
Yeah, so they like sit off up on a hill and they watch on screens and respond is basically how it is. And we don't even see them except for the big, they don't get on the big voice in the sky. Somebody else does to tell us to do stuff. The nameless voice in the sky that might be Course Marshal Joe. I'm not sure. But no, yeah, they're like by themselves.
So Tanner, I do have to ask you. You had Josh Duhamel was on, and he was in with those guys. Was that by design, or was that he came with you to support you, and they yanked him up there?
No, and I was obviously playing, so I had no idea. I
Okay.
had a lot of friends come in and surprise me, which was cool. And then also, you definitely didn't want to screw up. But no, the whole Riggle stuff was completely spur of the moment. I mean, he's obviously like the king of improvisation anyway. But there was the only time that I got to really meet him or talk to him, aside from, you know, the congratulations after the show, was after the windmill hole that I played. He kind of made this shtick where he would like leave the booth and come and hang out with the buffalo herd or whatever. So he came down after the windmill hole, and you know, I was like, what the hell's Rob Riggle doing down here? I wasn't aware of the bit, you know, that they were doing.
Right.
So when I got down there, I'm like high-fiving, and I look over and I'm like high-fiving Riggle after I like won the putter and the jacket and stuff. I'm just like, oh, well, they just come and high five everybody. And then after I saw like the jokes that went behind it and him infiltrating my friend,
That's so funny.
it was really funny. But I was just like, oh, cool. I guess they just say what's up to everybody.
Nope, not the case.
No, yeah. Well, when they're not making fun of you, they're really kind to you, actually.
Yeah. Karl wouldn't know. They're still making fun of him.
Oh yeah, all the time.
And that was the wardrobes department on the tag.
Yeah.
That
Well,
was total wardrobe malfunction.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you,
so-
you
so
get checked
that-
out 300 times by production people. Somebody should have caught it.
Yeah,
well,
where's the
I can tell you why they didn't catch it though. So I was supposed to wear bright green shorts with the money shirt, right? And then I had my robe. Well, they said, "Oh, we never ordered the shorts, so would you like a different pair of pants?" I was like, "Yeah, I would like to wear some pants, thank you." And they gave me just some black pants. I put them on and hadn't put on my money shirt, and then I put my robe over the top, and nobody ever checked that. So the
They
robe was
obviously
covering it
got
up
them
for
that
the most part.
afternoon from the department store.
Right. Yeah. I mean, they're just get whatever, get extras of whatever they can. And so nobody would have seen that until I get onto Go For It and I take off the robe. So, I mean, that it would have been an easy
It
miss.
was all a sick plan from Dickies, the company.
Yeah. Hey, and I know I'm getting for Christmas is I'm just
Free
getting pants,
publicity.
and everybody knows what size to get me. So I'm all good there.
Black pants, all of them. Just boom. Well, gentlemen, thank you so much. This is great. We like doing these live segments so we can see people face to face, and it's not what we do with our show all the time. So we really enjoy this, and I really appreciate Karl. Thanks for kind of spearheading getting the guys to come in. Gentlemen, thank you so much, and we would love to have you guys on individually, but we're going to go record the actual full show for next week. And thanks again for so much for coming in today.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, no problem.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.